Thank you, everybody, for watching Eastern Volleyball Network. Graham Wren, unable to join us, is Kevin Knight tonight. Got another great guest, a Virginia Beach legend with us, Ryan Ludvik. How are you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Nice weather tonight. Going to be looking good in the oceanfront, and hopefully good ball tomorrow. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got a 28-team TVA big money. It's going to be a slugfest for sure.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of good teams, some pretty high-level last-minute entries as well, making us do our prediction video down to the wire, but we're here for it. We're here for the chaos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. With 28 teams, the top 4 seeds get a bye. So the first round, 16-17, Travis Abel, Justin CA against Nick Spitziger and Sean Kalita. I kind of feel like Travis and Justin are probably going to take this pretty handedly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Justin actually played really well in the last Virginia Beach tournament with the Yoder. He's in ball now. I know Travis is up in Richmond. Sean's been playing a lot better, but I'd say Travis and Justin in this one as well.
Yeah.
Probably in 2.
Yeah, it's funny. I think one of the beneficiaries of the late start sign up, I believe, I think they were originally had a little bit of a tough matchup with some, I believe, some like Pittsburgh guys I was talking with Anthony Winter about. So they originally had a bit of a tough one, but they maybe got a more favorable matchup here. Next, we have Garrett Big, August Britton out of Wilmington, North Carolina against Elliot Levy and Joel Slaughter. I got to go with the young guns out of Wilmington here. I believe this is Elliot's first Open tournament. So, congratulations on graduating. Welcome to Open. I'm excited to see you, but I do think we got to go with the Wilmington boys.
Yeah, I'll take the young boys.
Yeah. All right. The 8 versus the 25. Myself and Cortland Scherenborg against Cam Rodriguez and Jackson Herbert in a bit of a trap match, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cam and Herbert, I think they won AA for ECSC last year, right?
Yes, they did. Because I remember we were all giving Cam a really, really hard time about playing AA. And funnily enough, these guys were matched up with Pyle. So I was talking to, my guy on the inside to get the scoop on Jackson Herbert about who we should pick with that matchup. And basically my C2 attack insider, who was only willing to provide info upon being anonymous. He may or may not have a few U18 national championships to his name. I don't know. He may or may not have those. He said that Jackson would wash Pyle, would just blow him out. So, but we don't get that matchup. So this is a tough one for me to look at, and I don't really get a vote. So I guess you get to call this one here.
I'll take you guys. I think Cam will still probably play well. He's a good baller. I'll be playing against him on Sunday in co-ed, but I think you guys got the upper hand on this one.
See, I'm not convinced that you will be playing against him in Sunday, because you just might make it to Sunday, and then you'll have to be playing men, so you never know.
You never know. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
You never know.
But I appreciate the vote of confidence. All right, the 5 versus the 28, Devin Deckard, James Donegan against Sam Haskins and Gavin Caraway, coming in with a grand total of 0 points, I believe. Let's just go ahead and go with what we know here.
Yeah, I think I'll take Deckard Donegan.
Yeah. 21 versus the 12, a bit of an unconventional 21 seed, Nick Drucker and Steve Keffer, playing the young guns, Leandro Cortado and Carson Strawbridge.
This is going to be... It's not gonna be interesting, but it sucks for Carson and Cortado, because I think they had a pretty easy first round one. Maybe I don't know if it was easy or not, but I think Nick's gonna take this one with Steve.
Yeah, I think Carson and Leandro used to have a somewhat favorable first round matchup. They were still going to have to play well, but now unfortunately they're running into the juggernaut that is Nick Drucker and the doctoral precision of Steve Keffer.
Yeah, it's going to shake up the tournament being at 21 seed there.
Yeah. Next, 13 versus the 20, Sean Regalsworth and Sean Yoder. Sean squared against Brad Peters and Riley McRandall. Do you like the young guns, or do you think, kind of the wisdom and experience of Sean squared will prevail here?
I think Sean Square is gonna prevail. Just don't see the young guns pulling out. Regs and Yoder been balling pretty well lately, but I'll take Regs and Yoder probably.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Next, the 14 versus the 19. We have Scott Behrens and coming out of retirement, Jaime. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Against Nate Knickerbocker and Caleb Williams. This very well might be the most exciting first round matchup that we have.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know. Only person I know is Knickerbocker, but I don't think I know the other guys.
So Scott, the other two guys are DC guys.
Okay.
So Scott's kind of an athlete, a pretty athletic, like 6'4", 6'5". Maybe a hair on the raw side last time I saw him, but like, you know how the DC folk were with COVID and stuff. So like they haven't been traveling a ton. Jaime hadn't been seen around these parts since like 2019, and then just all of a sudden coming out of nowhere. Jaime's got to be around 40 now. Very well known for his loud demeanor and launching skyballs up into the air.
Love that.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be interesting because I believe Nate Knickerbocker and his partner are both juniors, right?
I don't think Knickerbocker is. I don't think so.
I think Nate. I know that Nate's only like 15.
Is he?
Yeah,
oh,
15 or 16.
I must be thinking of somebody else then.
Yeah, I know. We were making a big deal out of it because we're like, he can jump set before he can drive.
I think I'm going to take the upset, though, with the 19 seed just because of loud demeanor. I think it's going to get into the young gun's head. He's never heard of it. He's jump setting, but he hasn't experienced road rage before. So volleyball rage is a little different.
Yeah. Oh, do you have some experience with loud demeanor, or is that,
Not really. I tend to be kind of quiet on the court.
Yeah.
Especially, when I'm watching games, definitely not commentating at all.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's easy to lose you in a crowd. Next, we got the 11 versus the 22. Patrick Neary, Kyle Forensic, known as Pyle in these parts against Gene Wade and Liam French. What do you think?
Gene is my grandfather, so I can't go against Grandpappy, but he is playing with Liam. Liam's more of an indoor player.
Yeah.
Kyle and Pat, it all depends on how long Kyle cannot cramp for. That's when this tournament when we're talking later with them, but sadly I do think it's gonna have to go to Kyle and Pat, but I'll take Gene though, because I never underestimated that man. Gene always plays well in first round matchups. It doesn't make sense. Like, remember in the Wilson Open at Fieldhouse, he took the Keters to 3. So you never know. And plus with Liam is pretty athletic, so he could help Gene out. But so I'll take Gene and Liam.
You'll take Gene and Liam? I love it. Do you know if it's supposed to be windy tomorrow?
Not until I believe around like 11.
Okay. I don't know, man. I can't. I could maybe see Gene finding a way to beat Patrick. I don't see Kyle Forensic losing a Gene. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately, especially this early.
I agree, but I just can't go against my grandfather. You don't go against blood.
That's fair enough. I think like match 3 or 4 of the day, and we have a conversation. But I think first match of the day, I don't think Pyle will have worn themselves out yet. All right, the 6 versus the 27, Austin Banks and Trent Donahue against Alexander Gouillet. I believe he goes by Jared and Pedram Hosseini. Jared/Alexander trains with Francis Becknell up in Maryland. And Francis said to pick against these guys and to pick Austin and Trent. So we'll just leave it at that. All right, next, 7 versus the 26. Bryce Ernsberger, Aiden Keeter against Eli Gallo and Nigel Washington. I think we got to roll with the may have lost Ryan for a little bit, but I'm going to keep going here.
I think I'm back.
Yes, you are back.
My internet went out. That's what I'm doing on Cricket Mobile.
Got it. Shout out to Cricket. While I don't know what you were here for while you're gone, we picked Austin Banks and Trent Donahue over Alexander Jared Gouillet and Pedram Hassani because that's what Jared's training partner said to do, Francis Becknell. And I think we got to go Bryce and Aiden over Eli and Najee, correct?
Yep.
All right. Luke Parks, Ryan Ludwig, the team everyone's been wanting to hear about, against Matt McLaren and Bobby Fowler, an all 7-5-7 affair. Great showdown. But I got to go with Luke and Ryan. I think the experience of Luke Parks, the early morning energy of Ryan Ludwig is going to be a bit much for the young gun Bobby Fowler to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the
I
steady
think I might agree with that one.
Yeah, despite the steady coaching presence of his partner, Matt McLaren. All right, so now this is where things get interesting. We've got the 15-18 Logan Smith and Aaron Campbell against David Fortman and Kevin Zybist. So these were the guys I was mentioning that I think were originally slated to play Travis and Justin. And they've got the Anthony Winter endorsement as being some solid players.
Gotcha.
So
I was looking at them on Volley America, and they seem to have not like terrible finishes. They seem to be like consistently finishing around the ninth is what it seemed like. But if they're playing again, Aaron's also been balling out though. Aaron has been hooping. I'll have to give him that. But playing, it's I don't know. I think I'll have to give it to the out-of-towners for this one, though, sadly.
Yeah,
I love you, Aaron, but...
Because it's like they're both kind of typically getting around ninths, right? But these guys are typically getting like those ninths in those, chaos and grandstands tournaments, which I think generally are a little deeper than some of our tournaments here. So I believe that is the right call. And if I'm wrong, I will owe Aaron a beer for sure.
I could see it going 3.
Yeah. I could definitely see the hometown boys pushing it to 3 or just taking it in 2.
Yeah.
But we're going to roll against them. All right. Andrew Holman, Adam Hartman, the 1 seed against Travis Abel, Justin CA, the 16 seeds out of Richmond.
I think we'll take the 1 seed on this one. I like Andrew and Adam's game a lot.
Yeah. Have you watched them play before? Yeah,
so they played in the Wilmington big money one. I'm pretty sure, right? Is that down?
Yeah, that was
because I remember them playing Quest and Zach. That was interesting. It's funny to watch them argue. Because even though I don't endorse arguing at all. But no, they're very 2 solid players out of Florida. They've been balling a lot, balling really well. So I think they actually might possibly be my favorite. I'll have to see what later down the road, but I'll take them for this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they train together all the time and have a really solid chemistry, and they're both very strong individual players as well. So I think we got to go with them and look for the Richmond boys to, potentially make some noise in the losers bracket. All right, next at the 8-9 matchup, we have Cortland Scherenborg, Graham Wren against Garrett Big and August Britton. And once again, I find my hands tied, or my fate in your hands.
So I'm thinking you guys take this one. Although the boys haven't balling out. Like they've been balling out when they play, but they've also haven't balled out when they play each other. I think that'd be a little bit of a different dynamic, being younger and a little bit more undersized, the favorites for this one.
For sure. I think we will. I would take us based on the size, massiveness, and bench pressing ability of Cortland Scherenborg alone. And then we'll go from there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now the matchup, probably the most exciting matchup of this round, Devin Deckard, James Donegan against Nick Drucker, Steve Keffer. What do you think here?
This is going to be the game of the morning. No doubt, I think. Definitely a tough second round draw for Deckard and Donegan. And Nick and Keffer. So I don't know much about Keffer. I know he's balled a lot. He balled last year with Phil. Took a third in ECSC, right?
I think July big money, but yes, they did.
Oh, well, you one of them. It was a good tournament. I know that. But Nick's been hooping out. Deckard and Donegan always play well together. But I think I'm gonna have to take Drucker on this one. It's gonna depend on how Deckard plays for Donegan and Deckard. I could definitely see it going 3. But I think Nick's gonna take over on this one and really push through.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I think you mentioned kind of Devin as the X factor for Devin and James, and Nick definitely kind of has to be the X factor for Nick and Steve. So Steve is is and or was a very, very strong player. Pretty sure a main draw NVL guy, used to play a lot of tournaments around this area and used to win a lot playing with Hudson Bates. So really, really strong caliber player. I believe he's now a doctor up in the UVA medical system up in Charlottesville. But kind of the downside there, training's a bit of a challenge if you live in Charlottesville. So like he's sometimes
doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So like he sometimes gets out with Nick, but he's definitely not playing nearly as much, as he was when he was regularly winning tournaments. But the dude's a high enough level player that he can just, practically roll out of bed, I think, and play some high level ball. So I'm also gonna pick Nick and Steve. I'd say it's like 65-35. And if Steve has been training like moderately, like let's say if Steve's been training 2 times a week, I think it shifts to like 90-10.
Yeah. And they also got a good like warm up also with playing Strawberry and Cortado, because it's definitely going to win it, but it's not going to be like an easy win. It's not going to be a steamroll. But
for sure. Balls do not go down easily against skilled youngsters. They're very annoying to play against. All right, we got Sean Regalsworth, Sean Yoder, the 13 seed against Andrew McMurray and Kevin Knight.
I think I'm going to take Kevin and Andrew on this one. I think they're just experienced, but also just how well their talent is. I think that's going to have to push them through this one. So I'll take McMurray and Knight on that one.
For sure. Don't be surprised if it goes 3, though. I think, in my opinion, Kevin a little bit notorious for starting tournaments slow, especially if he feels like he doesn't need to be 100% versus team. Kind of notorious for starting slow. So I wouldn't be shocked to see this one go 3 either. Just go ahead and get that little nugget in there. All right. The 3 overall seed, John Mesko, Casey Losick against Scott Behrens and Jaime.
Mesko and Losick.
For sure.
They've had a long plane ride. I think they're going to take it.
Yeah, I think this early in the day, I think they'll still be. I think they're superior physicality and ball control and just volleyball in general will win out here. All right, the 6 versus the 11, Austin Banks, Trent Donahue against Pyle. Did I lose you again? All right, I'll go ahead and start here
for this one. But who's Austin with?
So Trent is a dude from Georgia. I've seen Trent play for exactly half a game. He showed up to a Captain Bill's tournament and unfortunately was partnered with Robert Vipond. And I got to watch half a game before Robert Vipond, full body, cramped all over the place and had to have an ambulance called. So I didn't really get to see much of Trent. All I got to see was, he's a pretty athletic, physical, like 6'4", if memory serves. Hits a jumper pretty well, seemed to have pretty good hands. But I only saw him for like half a game. What I saw was enough to be like, oh, who's that? But I didn't get to actually see who that was.
I got you.
Because then it was like cut short. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go Austin and Trent just because Austin has absolutely been hooping. And I think the physicality of Trent combined with Austin running down balls could be a problem for Patrick's offense.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
Yeah. All right. Bryce Ernsberger, Aiden Keeter against Luke Parks, Brian Ludwig, in what I'm sure will be a quiet affair, wouldn't you say?
Oh, we're going to be loud on this one. It's going to be a good one here.
Yeah. This will definitely be good. I think this mostly comes down to whether Aiden keeps his composure with regards to your loudness. If you guys are able to kind of get into Aiden's head and kind of shell shock him a little bit, then I think you guys will take it in a close one. but I'm not convinced that that's going to happen. And I do think that Bryce is the clear-cut best player on the court, and I think that that's enough to carry them to victory, in my mind.
I gotcha.
I'll put a beer bet on it with you. No cost to your own. If I'm right, I don't get anything, but if I'm wrong, I'll get you a beer.
I done. Never gonna send over a beer.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got the two: Kevin Coyle, John Justice against David Fortman, Kevin Zybist. I don't know him well enough to just go on Anthony Winter's word here, on top of the fact that I think Kevin Coyle and John Justice are strong enough players to be consistently making semis and finals in those chaos tournaments we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 seed on that one. Coyle and Justice.
All right. So we're just so that everyone's kind of caught up. We are in the winners round of 8 here. Andrew Holman, Adam Hartman is the 1 seed against the 8. Myself and Cortland Scherenborg. What do you think?
I'm leaning more towards Holman and Hartman, the double H's. I definitely think it could go 3. I think it's going to depend on your guys' defense mainly. I think they have the bigger block. I'm pretty sure one of their guys is a pretty bigger guy, but I could definitely see it going 3 if Cortland's serve can get going. And your floats are working pretty well. I could definitely see you guys possibly taking it, but I think my gut's going to say Holman and Hartman.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that pick. I actually played these guys last year with Devin Decker up at Big Shots, and they got the better of me and Devin.
Gotcha.
I mean, they're good players. I can't be upset with that pick, but we'll definitely come out firing, and I think we definitely have a chance. There are some tournaments where you get a matchup and it's kind of like, oh, we don't have a great way to attack this team, but I feel like I have a decent way to attack this team. So we'll see what happens, and maybe I'm wrong, but if we get to this point, should be a pretty entertaining matchup.
Yeah, always an excuse to get weird.
Yep. All right, next at the 4 versus the 21, Andrew McMurray, Kevin Knight against Nick Drucker, Steve Keffer.
So much me wants to pick Nick on this. Well, not only because he's a Boston fan like myself, also go Celtics. I'm pretty sure we're winning right now. But I think Kevin and Andrew are going to have the upper hand here more because of with Keffer. It's all going to depend on how Keffer plays. If Keffer can bring out like he's used to ball, like you said, then I could easily see Nick and Keffer sneaking away with it. But I think the favorites, the Vegas odds here are going to be with Kevin and Andrew.
I would have to agree with that as well. I think the Vegas odds would be Andrew and Kevin. Because I think Andrew and Kevin against Drucker and Rosenmeyer at times has been a toss up especially when it's not indoor sand. Where depth perception is a real factor.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's hard for me to imagine that someone who's not touching a ball super regularly is on par with Brett. So and maybe he is, and maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But just kind of based off of that and kind of previous results, I think we got to roll with Andrew and Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
John Mesko, Casey Losick against Austin Banks and Trent Donahue.
I think I have to go with Mesko and Losick. Their bench has been pretty high. Austin's been balling, but I don't really know much about his partner. So I think I'll take Mesko and Losick on that one.
For sure. I don't know enough about Trent or how he would hold up under that type of pressure. Just frankly, I haven't seen it. And kind of on top of that, it's like Austin is someone who I think if Austin had a more regular partner, let's say, or someone that we were a bit more familiar with and what we knew brought to the table, I think there's potential for this matchup to go the other way. I think a tired team getting off of a plane and facing Austin, the Hurricane Banks could be an issue, but I don't know enough about Trent to pick it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Bryce Ernsberger, Aiden Keeter against Kevin Coyle, John Justice. You want to go with the locals, or do you want to go with the Florida favorites?
So I think I'm gonna go with the Florida favorites here, mainly because the one they train with higher level ballers, and the ball down in Florida is a little bit better. They got a good hot spot for a lot of good players down there. Justice has been balling. He's balled pretty well throughout his career. I don't know anything about the Coyle guy, but I know he plays usually with Jerko, I think, the last couple tournaments, and he's had some pretty impressive finishes.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna go with Coyle and Justice in 2 in this one.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree. I'm not convinced about 2 or 3, but I'm not, I don't believe enough in the locals, the hometown boys, to pick him here. All right, round of 4, Andrew Holman, Adam Hartman against Andrew McMurray and Kevin Knight.
Andrew McMurray. Going into this, before Coyle and Mesco joined, in my mind, I kind of had Holman and Hartman. And I haven't seen Kevin and Andrew play since the Wilmington one. They played pretty well from my last memory. But Holman and Hartman, they just ball, and they've got some really high finishes. I think I'll have to go with them. Mainly, and my main thing is going off of them with how well they played against Zaka and Queckel, and they took them to 3 in the Wilmington tournament, which Queckel they actually played them in the finals, I'm pretty sure. And from their Instagram posts, apparently they played each other a lot in the finals. And if you looked at Queckel and Zaka, they both qualified today for the Muskegon Open, I'm pretty sure. So I think I'm going to have to take Holman and Hartman for this one.
Yeah, I think Zaka qualified. I think Queckel did not.
He didn't.
No, Queckel was playing with a bit of an undersized guy, so kind of playing a little bit out of his role. Queckel probably a defender and was probably full-time blocking today.
Gotcha.
No, I mean I can't hate that pick. Like that Wilmington tournament you're referencing. Holman and Hartman actually knocked Queckel and Zaka into losers before losing to them the second time around in the final. Andrew and Kevin were on the other side, and they lost 2 really tight sets to Queckel and Zaka. So, both teams are more than capable of getting it done. But yeah, I'm fine going Andrew and Adam, Holman and Hartman there. Fine with that. I think Kevin was actually telling me he and Andrew have never gone straight through to the winner's side and won a tournament before. So, if it's already in his brain now, it'll certainly be in his brain tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, we got John Mesco, Casey Losick against Kevin Coyle, John Justice. 2 teams that we know little to nothing about other than some AVP America searching.
So if you're looking at Losick and the Coyle guy, they've balled consistently high finishes out in Cali. And like the AVP, I'm pretty sure it's the what's the place? CBVA, is that it? Am I right?
Yeah, CBVA.
They've been hooping pretty well, and the talent out there, man, that is nothing to mess around with. So I'm gonna give them the edge on that one, Mesco and Losick. Also, they're coming a little hungry off of the plane with not being able to qualify for that. So I think that is also going to be in their mind a little bit. But also, Coyle and Justice, they are driving from Florida. I'm sure they're equally as hungry, but I think Losick and Mesco are going to have the upper hand here.
Yeah, because I know Kevin was telling me Mesco's a pretty physical 6'6", former like NVL main draw guy. And for perspective, I guess he was also saying that when Mesco and Losick play together, I think teams usually go after Mesco. To give you the idea of kind of who the caliber of player that we're dealing with here. So I think Kevin, like you said, Kevin Coyle's been having some real strong finishes with Yurko. John Justice is a real strong player as well. I kind of want to go with Coyle and Justice though, just from a kind of taking the plane impact as the plane ride having an impact on their performance Saturday.
Definitely be true. So apparently Mesco's 45, which I did not know. And love the age and experience, but that could also take a toll on you as well with the plane ride and stuff. I'm gonna stick strong with my pick though, I think.
Okay. Okay, so we got to do a little tiebreaker here. Our first tiebreaker. You like odd or even? What do you got?
Even all day.
Okay, well done. So Mesco and Losick, as Ryan predicted, will go forward here.
All right then.
All right, the 25th place game. We've got a couple of these. Elliot Levy, Joel Slaughter against Cam Rodriguez and Jackson Herbert. It's a rough welcome to open for Elliot Levy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll take Cam on that one.
Yeah. All right, we got Sam Haskins and Gavin Caraway with a total of 0 points against Leandro Cortado and Carson Strawbridge. On one hand, I'd love to pick the boys with 0 points just to, see Carson's face tomorrow and see what he has to say.
Oh yeah. I think I'll take the Young Guns though. But it's always interesting with 0 points players, especially in big tournaments, because you never know. It could be some like person that's like out of country just coming in the ball for some reason. But I don't think that's the case here.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely right about that though. It's the people with no points that you have to look out for, not the people with, little points.
Yeah, it's either a complete hit or a complete miss. There's no in between.
All right, Gene Wade, Liam French against Jared Gouliet and Pedram Hosani.
Since I know my pick on this one.
Oh yeah, we got to go with was it your father or your grandfather?
Grandfather. Joey's my father. Gene's my grandfather.
Nice. Yeah, so we'll go with the grandfather. Last 25th place game, Eli Gallo, Nigel Washington. Apologies if I'm butchering names, against Matt McLaren and Bobby Fowler.
Penn State.
Yeah, can't pick against the locals, right?
Cannot.
Yeah, we'll go with Matt and Bobby. All right, 17th place, David Fortman, Kevin Zybist against Nick Spitziger and Sean Colita. I think based off of the Anthony Winter endorsement, I'm inclined to go with Fortman and Zybist.
I'll agree on that one.
Oh, ooh. Luke Parks, Ryan Ludwig against Cam Rodriguez, Jackson Herbert.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that is a saucy 17th place game. For our viewers at home, I think this illustrates the importance of in like 24-ish team events, making it to the round of 8 versus losing in the round of 16 versus kind of the round of 24. Because unfortunately, just based on where you would get knocked down in the losers bracket, the impact is massive, and you potentially run into a matchup like this where I don't think either of these teams is deserving of a 17th, but but based on our bracket, one of them is. I'm gonna go with Luke Parks. I can't remember with Luke and Ryan. I can't remember the last time I saw Luke take a 17th at an event, and I don't think he's about to start to now to an upstart, a 16 or 17-year-old lefty and Cam Rodriguez. I just don't think Luke's pride would allow it.
Negative.
Yeah. You combine the loud persona of Ryan Ludwig as well, potentially, either intimidating or causing a young gun to, kind of play outside of himself. And I like Luke and Ryan.
Oh yeah. If I lose in 17th place game, everybody else should watch out for their games when I come. Because it will not be pretty.
Yeah. In an equally exciting matchup, I would say, we have Pyle against Leandro and Carson.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some smack talk there. I know that.
For sure.
Carson has been running his mouth a little bit lately. He's been running his mouth a little bit. But gosh, I don't know. Pat's also a Celtics fan, so goodness. Cortado, I know he's been dealing with an injury though, because last time he played, he actually had to leave the tournament because of an injury. I think it was something with his knee. So I don't know if he's recovered from it. I don't really know what it was. So Pat and Kyle played a lot together, also Carson and Cortado, but if Carson gets in his head and starts doing a bunch of stupid stuff, they're gonna lose the game. And Pat and Kyle, if you know them, they have the ability to do that to you. So I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go with Pat and Kyle on that one.
All right. Well, I'm going with the young guns, odd or even. Odd or even.
Even again. All right, I figured that was gonna happen. Always go even. If you keep your volume in the car or on a TV, by the way, people, on an odd number, you're insane. There's no doubt. Sorry, I had to put that out there.
All right. You're gonna tell you what, next tiebreaker, you're gonna do it then, since I know your strategy. Gotta keep it honest. All right, Scott Barron's Jaime versus Brad Peters and Riley McRandall.
Cool.
So here's the thing for me. And I wanna take our viewers back to, you know, a peaceful time 40 years ago when Jaime was a young buck playing beach volleyball. This is actually Jaime's story from training. He said, yeah, back when I used to jump high and hit really hard, everyone called me the Bolivian bomber. You know, he's now pushing 40 and, you know, known for his sky ball. And then Shane Spellman goes, so do they call you the Bolivian mortar now? Or
oh no,
what's that? So that being said, I kind of like the experience of Jaime here, combined with the brashness of Jaime and just kind of dealing with some young guns and a little bit of my heart too. Just like because I feel like this is a matchup that it's like, okay, Jaime, if Jaime loses this and if he loses it like semi ugly, it's like, okay, it might be time to hang up the cleats. And I don't want to see that happen.
Especially in this late in the day too. Well, I don't know if it's late depending on when they do this round. If he's getting a sky ball, there should be some wind out there, so that'll have an effect on stuff.
Yeah. All right. Nate Knickerbocker and here 1 second. A little bit of a malfunction here. Sean Regalsworth, Sean Yoder against Nate Knickerbocker and Caleb Williams.
I'm gonna take Sean in this one.
I have to agree. I saw a similar matchup, Regalsworth and Zach Walden against Nate Knickerbocker and Logan Smith at an indoor sand. And like, I think even at the time, like Regalsworth and Zach, neither one of them had really been playing that much, and they just kind of gritted out the win based on experience. So I'd have to, we'll go Sean and Sean. And to my understanding, you know, Yoder's been balling and Regalsworth's been playing more too. Devin Decker, James Donegan, Gene Wade, Liam French.
Sadly, I think this is where my grandfather might have to lose this game.
I
think I'll give Decker and Donegan this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thunder, we're gonna have to put you down.
That's a good run. That's a good run.
Yeah, we'll go with Devin. Garrett Big, August Britton against Matt McLaren, Bobby Fowler.
I think I'll take the Garrett Big and August Britton on this one. Young boys.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I think pre-coaching Matt when he was playing a lot more, this might be a different story, or it would be a lot tighter. Travis Abel, Justin CA against Logan Smith and Aaron Campbell. This is exciting. Ooh. This is exciting. This is like
this will be a one where the crowd will be at. The local crowd will be at this game. There's no doubt there.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's definitely some trash talk. I know that. And I'm gonna have to take Travis and Justin in this one. Now, if Travis cramps, then it's gonna be a problem. But I think Travis and Justin are gonna take this one though.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. The last TVA tournament, Logan Smith and Nate Knickerbocker took down Travis and Joey Gordon.
Oh.
Yeah, and like I don't want to, I don't want to call I don't want to disparage what Nate brings to the table, but I would like to imagine that Aaron is an upgrade in some ways.
Yeah, Aaron's been hooping. Aaron's definitely been hooping a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Can Aaron's partner set well?
Yeah. Logan's got some pause.
Okay.
So if Aaron passes well, I think Logan can give him that tempo ball that he wants. They've never played before. So they've never played together before.
I'm still gonna think I'm gonna take Justin and Travis because Justin's the best blocker out there on that court.
Okay.
And I don't really think they have a blocker on the other side as much. So I think I'll take Justin because Justin's been hooping a lot.
Okay. Fair enough. You definitely see these guys a little more regularly than I do, so I will defer here. Sure. But I will say I do think Logan and Aaron are dangerous here.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Going 3, I think. Who's getting that?
Yeah, we would love to see that. All right, 13th place, David Fortman, Kevin Seibest, Luke Parks, Ryan Ludwig, Anthony Winter. I love your recommendations, but I don't love them that much. We're going with the boys. We're going with Luke and Ryan. I can only pick supposedly solid teams that I've never seen before against Kevin. It breaks all the other rules for picking against co-hosts.
I think this is a time where Luke Parks changed into Luke Drive. I think he changed into that mode.
Luke Parks to Luke Drive.
Oh yeah,
I love that. All right, so now we've got Leandro and Carson against Scott and Jaime.
Scott and Jaime. I'm trying to think who they are again. Oh, that's right. Late time. I'm gonna go with Carson and Leandro on this one because I don't know the other guys, but you obviously know them better, so I'll let you go ahead on this one.
No, I think I agree. As you know, I do think Leandro and Carson are a little more solid than the pairing of Brad and Riley. And I think the hustle and the optioning is enough Carson's optioning is enough to propel them past Scott and Jaime.
Yeah.
All right, Regalsworth and Yoder against Deckard Donegan.
So I think just by looking at it, I think Deckard is the best player on the court. He's super athletic, and he can have the ability to take over this game. If he does, they'll win it. Now, if he doesn't, I think Yoder and Sean could easily capitalize on that. With how good Yoder's been playing. If he can get his serve going, of course. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Deckard on this one just because of how big of a presence he is. But I think it could go 3 and it could definitely be a toss-up.
Right. I think there's 3, kind of like your matchup with Bryce. I feel like there are 3 players that are pretty evenly matched, on an even day, and then 1 player who I think consistently brings a little bit more. So I think I don't think we can pick against Devin here. Garrett
definitely on that game though. I'm pulling for Sean times 2.
Oh, for sure. I'll be Sean times 2 are the boys for sure in this situation. It's there aren't that many situations where I'm rooting against Devin and James, but this is one of them. Garrett Big, August Britton, Travis Abel, Justin CA.
I think this is the end for Justin and Travis. I think the Big and Britton come through this one.
I agree. I think they've been hooping. I think they'll get the better of them there. All right. I hate to see it, but we got Luke Parks, Ryan Ludwig against Nick Drucker, Steve Keffer, 9th place match. Unfortunately, I think this is where Luke Drive changes back to Luke Parks, if you will, and I think we got to go with Drucker and Keffer here.
Can't blame you for that one.
Yeah.
Can't blame you.
All right, we got Leandro and Carson against myself and Cortland.
I think I'll take you guys on that. Not only does Cortland know Carson in and out, but Cortland lives. I think he has property in Carson's head. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna take Cortland on this one. I think Cortland just runs this one. I would love to see Carson and Cortado though serve Cortland the whole game. I would love to see that.
I wouldn't put it past them. They very well might. All right, we got Deckard and Donegan against Ernsberger and Keeter.
Ooh. So when Deckard and Donegan played Keeter and Carson in Carson Barnes and ECSC, Deckard took that one, right? I think.
Oh God.
If you don't remember, it's fine. But
yeah, I don't remember.
Bryce is obviously a better player than Carson Barnes. Aiden is coming off of being the junior USA Athlete of the Year, I'm pretty sure. Whatever the title is. But I think I'll go with Bryce and Aiden on this one. But if Donegan comes out firing, I think it could definitely be a matchup. But I think I'll take Bryce and Aiden just because I like their game. But if Bryce kind of gets in his head, though, it could not go well.
Yeah.
So it's honestly a toss-up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can actually choose now.
Yeah, you talk about Donegan coming out fiery, and Donegan's got a little streak of Ludwig in him for sure.
Mm-hmm. But then again, you got David Keeter if he's on the side. So adds the factor to it.
Yeah, so what we'll give the edge to Bryce and Aiden solely based on the coaching of Dave Keeter. Is that what we're saying? I can
go that way.
I can go with that pick too. Nice little backhanded show of confidence. We've got Garrett Big, August Britton against Austin Banks, Trent Donahue.
Oh, this one's interesting because I like the young kids a lot because they've really been hooping, but like I said, they haven't hooped with each other. Austin's been balling out too. Austin hoop. This Trent guy, he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot of points. Points always don't say a lot about people, but from looking at his finishes, it's not that telling either. He's been playing with Robert Vipon a lot, from what it looks like, but he's not a bad ball either. But I'm gonna go with the young guns on this one. Actually, I know I'm gonna hear about it from Austin, and I can't wait to chew him out as well for it. But I'm gonna go with Big and Britton.
I'm fine going with Big and Britton too. If we go back to that Wilmington big money, I believe Austin Banks' day did end to Mr. Britton.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
a revenge match here, possibly.
Yeah, it was Mr. Britton and Mitch McDowell against Austin and Alec. So a little bit of a different matchup, but I'm fine going with the young guns here.
And they're gonna stick it out through the day too, because they're young. So never know.
Yeah. All right, 7th place, Drucker Keffer against Cortland and myself.
Oh, that's gonna be a game too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So I think, like we've kind of talked about before, I think there's 3 guys on the court, and Nick's kind of got the upper hand with stuff. But it's not. Well, yeah, I think Nick's got the upper hand on everybody. And Steve, if he can make it through and ball out well with his history, because if you look back, he's made it far from what we've heard. Right. I think I'll give the upper hand to Nick on this one for that match. It's definitely going to be a tight game, but it's like every single one of Nick's game. All I feel like depends on how his partner comes out. If he comes out balling like he did, like with the NVL and stuff, like they could easily run through stuff. Yeah. But like if he doesn't and he's has some little cracks in his game a little bit, it's definitely gonna hurt him. So I'm gonna expect him to come out firing, so I'll go with that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think you are definitely right about that. Like in that matchup, right? It would, for myself and Cortland, I think it would come down to, can we find a way to score some points off Keffer? And then, from them, it's like, can Nick find a way to, generate some points from the service line?
What side does Keffer play?
I think either.
Okay.
All right. Ernsberger and Aiden Keeter against Big and Britton.
I think I'll have to take Bryce and Aiden on that one.
Yeah, it's I'm looking at it, and like I think if Big and Britton might get through Austin and Trent, but Austin and Trent I think would present a tougher matchup for sure. to Bryce and Aiden. I think the lack of a blocker for Garrett and August, I think, could be, real trouble for them against Mr. Ernsberger.
Agreed.
All right, 5th place, Drucker Keffer, Kevin Coyle, and John Justice.
Ooh. Oh, it's the same thing. If he comes out firing, you just never know. Because I want to pick Nick badly, but it's also we don't know about Keffer. And we're just looking at Justice and Coyle. They've been playing really balling out, not with each other, but just balling out. And I don't know if they should have played with each other before for making the trip out this far. Yeah. But I think I'll go with Justice and Coyle and 3 on that one.
Yeah, I can get behind that pick. Kevin Coyle and Justice are also a bit more of the traditional blocker defender pairing as well. Whereas Drucker Keffer are kind of fitting that undersized split blocking ball control type team. And then on top of that,
how tall is Keffer?
I mean Keffer's like Nick's height.
Okay.
But also at the same time, like this is a pretty lengthy run through losers at this point. So I
was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So we'll go with Coyle and Justice. All right. Ernsberger, Keeter against Andrew McMurray and Kevin Knight.
This is going to be a game where there's going to be a lot of trash talking.
Yeah.
Bryce is going to come out and try to run this game. Bryce is definitely want to run this game. Aiden is also going to want to prove his point here because this is a game for Aiden to like show if he can like be at the same level all 3 of these guys, because Bryce, Andrew, and Kevin are like a really high level. Not to say Aiden's not. Aiden definitely is. But this is a point where he can show either he's going to be there or he's like going to be like right below it. So I'm going to give the upper hand to McMurray and Knight.
Yeah.
Now, last time Bryce played McMurray, McMurray was playing Angel and Bryce had Kyle, and Bryce took it. So it's interesting. But I think Andrew and Kevin on this one.
I also have Andrew Kevin. I think Andrew. I mean, I think Andrew will eat Aiden up, frankly.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a disparity, like against Aiden, but I think Andrew has another gear, frankly, that when he turns it on, I think it'll be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think he'll eat him up, but I think it's definitely a point where Aiden can either show that he has the other gear or not.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah, it's in the family. We know that the gear is in the family.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah. All right. Semifinal number 1: Holman and Hartman against Kevin Coyle, John Justice.
Oh, that's a game.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So I haven't seen Justice play, but I know. Only reason I know Justice's name is because he played against Brett Rosenmeyer in college, in like the college beach thing, and they beat him. They took him. It was in 3, but oof. In the beginning, I had Andrew and Adam as my favorite, so I'm gonna stick with them. It's gonna be a good game, and this is also if it's a 2-day tournament, this is gonna be on Sunday.
Right.
So I think Sunday's looking pretty clear for weather, I believe. But if not, I'm pretty sure if it's like thunderstorming, they'll put it in indoor sand, which that could be a different thing there. Right. But I think Andrew and Adam, they played a lot together. I don't know if the other guys have. They definitely can both hoop, no doubt. But I'm gonna give it to Holman and Hartman. Because I want to say all train together though, because they're all from Florida.
I think Yurko trains with a lot of these guys. I know he trains with Holman and Hartman a lot. He's played a bunch of tournaments with Kevin Coyle.
Gotcha.
I'm inclined to go Coyle and Justice here. I think I think Justice probably has the best ball control of any of the 4 on the court. And then I think you combine that with Kevin's physicality and the fact that they know each other. I think they'll know how to attack Holman and Hartman.
Okay.
And so like some of the matches I've seen Holman and Hartman play at times, it seems like there's some of their strength comes when they can get away with split blocking and conserving energy that way and just play like really, really, really solid. And I don't think that they can afford to. I'm not going to call it giving away, 50% of side outs. Like, let's not be disrespectful, but I don't think they'll be able to get away with it here.
Okay.
So I think kind of the team that's a little more accustomed to playing that true blocker defender role, I think will get the win here. Gotcha. But we do get to odd even it. So I'll go ahead and take odd.
You should have known.
Yeah,
you should have known. I'll definitely keep mixing up, though, no doubt there.
All right.
So they moved on to the finals, right?
Correct.
Cool.
The other semi, we got Mesko and Losif against Andrew and Kevin.
Ooh. So we're back in the ocean front. Last time we were on the ocean front, I believe, did Kevin and Andrew take it? No, ocean front was ECS, if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I believe they did take the July.
Yeah.
No, they took the August one, I think, right?
I'm not sure. But thinking about it though.
No, they took the June big money. The July big money was Kevin and Brett, and then ECS, I think, was Angel and Jeff, right?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they played the Smith Brothers in the final. So Coyle and wait, no, that's not it, is it? It's not.
No, Mesko and Losick.
That's right. So Mesko's got a good history from what it looks like on BVB info. But this Losick guy is younger, like 22, which is 45, 22 is totally different. He's not even twice his age. So Mesko's definitely got the upper hand experience here, no doubt. But Andrew and Kevin have been hooping. Goodness. If Andrew can turn on the other gear, we're here. But I think Party wants to take Mesko and Losick, but I also don't want to. It's a hard one. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is the thing I hate about predicting the very end of these tournaments is that no matter what you pick, you're going to be wrong.
Oh yeah. I guarantee we're probably wrong with our final four.
Yeah, no, we're for sure wrong. And like for example, I think everyone would say Angel's the best player in our region by a decent margin. And it was like I went into like 5-6 tournaments in a row where I was like, Angel's the best player, he's gonna get it done, he's gonna win this tournament. Angel doesn't win the tournament. So then I'm like, okay, you know what? These guys have had Angel's number. We're going to go with them. Angel wins the tournament. So in all honesty, by the time you get to this point of the day, especially with like the fatigue that's been happening, it kind of just, I feel like it just depends on whose day it is.
This is Sunday too.
Yeah. That being said, it is the third day for Mesko and Losick after a flight. I'll go with Andrew and Kevin.
I figured that one. I'll take the villain side here, and I'm gonna go Mesko and Losick, just based off of Mesko having the most experience and being a hooper.
All right, and I will pick odd.
Oh, I didn't choose yet.
Okay.
We're going Google here. Well, coin flip. All right, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, we got heads. You're right.
All right. Andrew and Kevin move on to the final, but I do against Kevin Coyle, John Justice. I don't trust him to get it done. Unfortunately, I think the boys from Florida will end up taking it.
Gotcha. We're talking about for the finals game?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the finals.
Wait a minute. I'm incorrect. It's Holman and Hartman. I'm sorry. Holman and Hartman against Andrew and Knight and Andrew and Kevin. Still going with the Florida boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my gut here with what I like coming in looking at it before the video, and I think Holman and Hartman just because I like their game from when I watch them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Andrew and Kevin can definitely give them a good game for sure.
Oh yeah,
and I think that they'll know how to attack each other as well. But they're both pretty strong side out teams.
I think so as well.
Yeah. So I do think Andrew is the best defender on the court as far as actually creating defensive opportunities. But we're also at this point where like we're starting to wonder about endurance through the entire event. We're starting.
Well, and for Sunday, it's supposed to rain a little bit. It's 43% chance rain at 8 a.m.
Yikes!
Yeah.
I want no part of that.
The same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Florida.
So.
Yeah. So we'll go with Holman and Hartman here. In a hard fought 3-set battle, of course, against Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Angel though, earlier, shout out to him. Hopefully he does well in the tournament with Keegan.
Yeah.
He does well there.
Yeah, he was straight into the main draw. I don't remember who he's playing with, but
Alex Diaz.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that pairing a lot, actually. I think from my limited opinion, for what it's worth, I do think that Alex is like probably Angel's kind of best fit partner wise.
Who do you think is going to win that tournament though? If you had just one team off the top.
Or is Dentler with Del Sol?
No, top 4 teams are Dross Benesh, Corey Kalinsky, Ratledge Evans, Weber Cook.
Wait, did you say Drost and Benish?
Yes, they are a last minute addition.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I think Andy Benish is the best net presence. Avery Drost is a more than capable defender.
Agreed.
Left side, right side, defender, blocker. The AVP's utility guy right there.
Oh yeah.
I love me some Avery Drost.
How about wrap us up though, I think.
Yeah, for sure. If you stuck with us for the whole time, greatly appreciate it. Sorry, I ran a couple minutes past Ryan's bedtime, but we'll go ahead and get to bed now and get ready for a tournament tomorrow. Thank you for watching Eastern Volleyball Network. Like and subscribe, smash that like button, and hopefully we'll see you out there tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Peace.